Okay, welcome to Cinequest.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So, is this your first time in San Jose?
Yes, it is. I called my sister as soon as I got here because first of all, I got so excited on the plane ride in. It was so beautiful. And then I called my sister and I was like, "You got to see this." We were FaceTiming and I showed her the view.
FaceTiming, huh?
We were FaceTiming. I was like, "This is where all the tech stuff happens."
So tell me, what is the role you play in this movie?
I play Seema, which is the best friend to Lily, who becomes eventually Miss India America. And I'm not one of the beauty pageant girls myself, but I play sort of her coach that preps her.
How did you get to act in this film?
You know what? Very traditionally. I had an agent. They sent me the audition. I went and I read for casting, and then I read for the director and the producers. And then I got the part.
Let's go back to you growing up in Colorado.
Yeah.
What was it like?
Oh my gosh, it was hilarious because Colorado is a very interesting place, but also my parents are, they're traditional Indian parents, but they also were really into Colorado culture, maybe even more than me and my sister. So skiing, the Denver Broncos, my dad, country music.
Really?
Yes.
Country music?
Oh my God, I remember growing up in the mornings, he would always be up earlier than everybody else in the house, and he would play country music. I would find him listening to country music, so yeah. I don't know if he still does, but he did back then.
I watched one of your comedy routines and you mentioned that your dad was in the motel industry.
Yes, my parents run a motel. They own it, and I grew up there. And I still, when I go home, I still go home there. So it was a very fun and interesting world.
How did you get into acting and comedy? You know, because Indian parents are very conservative and...
They are very conservative. Here's what I'll say about my parents. They've always been really supportive. They've never said anything discouraging. I definitely think at times they were terrified, especially when I told them I was moving to California. Every day they have to make sure I still have my Colorado roots with me. But you know what? I studied acting in college. I don't know if they were super excited about it, but they were definitely very encouraging and supportive. And now they're so into it. They're almost more into it than I am. Sometimes, like, I'm a writer as well, and sometimes my dad will be like, "I have an idea for you." And my mom, actually, she'll read the trades and she'll tell me, like, "Did you see this?" And they like to be, like, in the know. So.
Were you always funny?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know if I am, but I'm so excited that you think I am.
Well, you definitely have a different take.
Yeah, I guess you have to.
Do an accent of your cousin from England.
Oh my God, I have cousins from England, and they say things so funny. They'll definitely say pasta instead of pasta, or they'll say jalapenos instead of jalapenos. Oh my God. Oh, the best is when they ask for water, because Americans cannot understand water means water. Water, it's water.
Do you ever go back to India?
You know what? I'm going to tell you something that's going to blow your mind. I've never been.
You've never been to India?
Never been to India. You know what? Growing up, we never went because all of my family was spread throughout the U.S. and also in England, so we went to England. But my parents even didn't go back because they were born and raised in Africa. They were born and raised in Kenya and Uganda. So my grandmother's in the United States. We don't even have family there. So I'm dying to go. I would love to go. That's my next goal in life. Go to India.
Would you want to be in a Bollywood film?
I would love to be in a Bollywood film. Can you teach me Hindi?
There are folks in Bombay that can teach you.
I gotta meet those people.
Do you watch a lot of Bollywood films?
You know what? I would say I love Bollywood movies. I don't know how caught up I am because I'm kind of a sucker for the classics. My favorite was this movie called Maine Pyar Kiya with Salman Khan. It's like classic 80s. I love that movie. To this day, if I'm ever homesick, I'll just pop that bad boy in my laptop and make myself a cup of tea.
What about Hollywood movies? What kinds of movies did you watch growing up?
You know what, I'll be honest, I wasn't, well, my parents were really into like anything based on a John Grisham novel, like The Fugitive, or Speed was another one that we all loved. But honestly, I feel like I grew up watching American television more than American films. I loved television. I loved the TV show Friends. And I feel like my whole family did too. It was like a family event to watch Friends.
Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Hopefully not dead in a ditch. You know what? I have no idea. But hopefully happy, and hopefully I have a full belly. Professionally, I hope that I'm still acting, and I hope I'm also writing. I'm working on developing a project right now about my life, about growing up in a motel. So I hope I get to do more of that and more producing. I hope I'm in Los Angeles, and I hope I live somewhere with a great parking situation, because that's key in LA.
Tell me about this thing that you're writing about growing up in a motel. Is this for an American TV?
Yeah, I just finished writing a pilot about growing up in a motel and what that life was like, and it's a comedy, and I think with television shows today that are on the air, I think we finally have opportunity to see that. I think America's ready for that type of a family on TV, so I hope I get to do something very exciting with it.
When can we expect to hear more about it?
Call my agent.
Kosha, it was a pleasure to talk to you.
It was such a pleasure to meet you and talk to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.